I think that, really ties well with, dancing and being, winning competitions and everything. The dream to dance, obviously. Okay, everyone. So good morning, everybody. So I just want to congratulate everybody on the efforts at the concert last night. It was just phenomenal. You all, for those of you who danced to the Cedar Swamp and Susan Boyle songs and the very, very beginning of Kathy's theme song, you all were absolutely amazing. So congratulations on that, and just all of you, I cannot thank you enough, and I cannot praise you enough for your efforts and your singing, because you were so energetic and you were so expressive, and you really showed a lot of passion. And I know that it was a lot of music to learn in a very, very short amount of time, but I really, really thank you for all of that and all of the time and energy and effort that you put into this concert. It was a really, really fun night. We had a lot of people there. We had a lot of germ killers with, that song where we all had glasses and we raised your glasses to the joy, and the Cedar Swamp song was really upbeat and fun. But the theme song is when you really showed the most passion for, which was quite excellent. And also going with the Susan Boyle song, so You'd Have to Be There One Perfect Day. And we were honoring her because her image was projected onto, the whole audience and the whole auditorium and the stage so that everybody could see it. And I found that just incredible. So, anywho, today we're going to be moving on. You've heard my words before because I had a big talk with you the other night about it. So I talked all about the concert, but today we're going to be moving on. Now, that song that you just heard coming in is going to be one of the songs at the next concert. That concert is going to be honoring the one and only Abby Lee Miller, who will be coming to the Cementon today. And we're all going to be very, very excited. I'm going to be introducing you to the themes and the subject areas, and some of these will be a little bit random. Per Abby Lee Miller. Now, there will be resemblance prayer. Let me just write up at the top. This is the second dance mom and mentioned guest that will be arriving. Actually, the third, because Christy and her are coming together. So, I'm going to make two sides of the board. One side is going to be Abby's side, and the other is going to be Christy's side. But let's start out with Abby Lee Miller. So, I'm just going to write down some basic occasions. Number one, numero uno, is going to be dance lessons. And I'm going to put conditioned right after that. Conditioned. Now, the reason why I say conditioned is because Abby can be very, very tough and demanding and very bossy, and shouting in her tone and what she's saying can really come off offensive and hurtful. I really hope that she has realized that and take ownership of that fact and thinks of what she says before she says it. So I hope that she knows who she is teaching with that. So it'll be conditioned. So, she'll be told you need to treat them nicely. If you give corrections, that's incredible. Because, her advice is gold. Her messages are gold because this is the one and only opportunity to learn from her. So we want those corrections. We want to learn from her expertise of dance. But this Menten, when she comes here to teach it, it will be conditioned. And what that word means is there will be conditions on her teaching methods. So she'll be told to be nice. She'll be told to make nice corrections, say nice corrections. Her tone is going to be kinder and more understanding and empathetic and appreciative and fair and respectful. Less rude. And also she needs to filter what she says so that it doesn't come off offensive or hurtful, because I will not have my Menten go through that like they did on the Dance Moms. And I don't want to be in the physical presence of somebody who reminds me of my 5th grade teacher, because she reminds me a lot of her and how she acts. So if you know how Abby gets mad, that's how my 5th grade teacher gets mad. The pushy toughness and that intensity, that intense wrath, almost bullying of a volcano just erupting. Speaking of which, that is Abby Lee Miller's resemblance. So there will be resemblance prayer. There will be several resemblance prayers. One of which will be Mrs. Mort. M-O-R-T. That is my 5th grade teacher that I have a grudge over. So hopefully we can get along. It'll be a pleasure, but not. Because I'm going to, later on, I'm going to tell you about my experience with her and, and her story along with me, and, the similarities and also the differences. That was smelly. Okay, now the second resemblance is going to be Guy Fieri. Okay. My 3rd grade teacher from way back when. This is night. The next resemblance is going to be Rachel Ray. Very, very small one. She'll be called in very, very small. Very short amount of time, no big deal. And the very, very last resemblance will be Jessica Strable, who gets more into the later seasons. That stinging, that, that meanness, that look going with her personality in a later series. So this is her page. I'll talk more about that later. I want to turn the board around because I want to talk about Christy's page. Because we're welcoming Dos Amazing guests. And I'm also going to be writing up here all of the events that will be going on with these two. Okay, so let's first start off with Christy Lukaziak, who happens to be here in this room. Welcome to the Menton. So there's going to be a concert for both of them. So concert, we're going to learn the songs, we're going to talk all about that, just like we did for Kathy. There's going to be a resemblance prayer. Her resemblance is going to be, if you look very carefully at the facial features and also maybe voice quality, then that will be Meryl Streep. You need to compare the images. Who will be a pleasure to have at this event in Meryl Streep, because we've had her before and she's coming back for this resemblance prayer. So I don't suppose that you know who Meryl Streep is and you've seen her movies. I think that you would. And do you realize that you look a little bit like her? Look a little bit like Meryl Streep? Look in the mirror. Oh, yeah. Can everybody see it? Everyone in this room? Kind of the facial feature? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to also talk about Meryl Streep's face picture, which is part of the resemblance, which is going to be Kleenex box. So, we're going to now get into the next thing that we're going to talk about is the other resemblance is going to be Katrina Ryder. This is a small resemblance. And then Teddy Duncan. Katrina Ryder, who is my 8th grade social studies teacher. She taught American history. I remember having her. She was a very, very good teacher, very informative and very interactive. Did a lot of things like notes and projects and those kinds of things. She was pretty fun and quirky and funny as well. And then Teddy Duncan. She is in Good Luck Charlie. She is from Good Luck Charlie. I'm sure that all of you being at this Minton have seen that TV show. And you know who that person is. And you know her personality. And we're going to talk about how that connects to Christy. We're going to be singing a couple songs. One of them will be including Dancing Queen. Now, one movie that I'm going to be insisting that you see as a resemblance, because we're going to tie what is an overlooked resemblance. An overlooked resemblance is, to put it in short, a resemblance that you find between two people, but there's another factor that just disinterests you and distracts you from really having that that kind of love crush interest that we find here at the Amenton. So we know that there's a lot of resemblance in facial feature to Meryl Streep, but personality and also compared to everybody else takes us away, disinterests us, and doesn't really, look at that, doesn't make us feel that as much. So Dancing Queen, you all know the song do 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 do. That's the song that we're gonna be singing, but we're gonna be adding a little bit more polish to it. We're going to kind of clean it up a little bit. We're going to make it just elegant as a choral performance and maybe dancing as well. And Abby might be teaching a little bit of dancing choreography for that song. One of the movies that we're going to be seeing is Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia, I don't know if you've seen it, but it is a Meryl Streep movie, and the songs have been stolen off of pop songs, of which is a great musical. Dancing Queen is one of those songs, and it takes place in the Mediterranean, in Greece, as you know, with her 21 or 20-year-old daughter who is planning to get married, and it's just crazy trying to prepare for the wedding arrangement. And she knows one person to get married, and her mother, which, is very, very poor, and she slaves at a restaurant, and she just has a life where she doesn't have anyone else on her side to help her. She has to work, she has to pay the bills, do whatever, really, support her and her daughter. And some of the themes encompass growing up quickly, moving on, kind of the flow of life kind of thing. And so we're going to be going very, very in depth about that movie and what goes on, the setting and everything, and also all of its songs. And I wonder how good Christy's singing voice is, and I want to try to compare it as much as possible to Meryl Streep's. And so then she meets these three men because she has been divorced to these three that just suddenly come back for the wedding. And they'll go the Mamma Mia, here we go again song will, all of them she just threw away. And her daughter knows who her mother is. She's been living with her mother her whole life. She does not know who out of the three individuals her father is. So that's basically what I remember and what I know from the film and what that's about. We're going to get all into that. I may just buzz through everything right now, but there'll be a lot of discussion today about everything. So, Katrina Ryder and the Dancing Queen, Mamma Mia. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the board back around one more time. I'm going to erase some of this because I want room to write out all of these three events. I'm just going to erase this whole thing. All the writing that I did, it's all going to go away and come back. Okay, so this is going to be very, very small writing of mine. Okay, so Abby Lee Miller, initials go ALM, and Christy, because that's the L events. So, let's begin with Abby Lee Miller, events and subjects. There'll be the resemblance prayer to begin with. I'll just write the last names. So Ray Knight Strable, Joe, Rachel, forget the first name, and then Jessica. So these are all of her resemblances. Then we're going to be doing dancing lessons. Conditioned. Astrology. Concert. And then we're going to look at her natal chart, do the concert, and then we're going to head to her studio. Subjects will be encompassing the video game, and this will be going with the dances, of what kind of dances that we'll be performing. Themes and settings from the video game, Asphalt 8 Airborne. Now, this is a game I admit that I have played before. It's a very, very highly addictive game. It's a racing game. It's a racing game with, it's a car game. It has all these different settings. I don't know. Trying to think of one. Venice, the Swiss Alps. Let's see. And some of them are even made up. So if you go onto the Play Store, type in this name, Asphalt 8 Airborne, you find it, you can download it, and you can play it, and you can see how you like it. And I want you to pay attention to the settings and the pictures, because some of those will be coming in to encompass what the dances are going to be. Okay? For Abby Lane Melbourne. So going to kind of steal like a couple of themes off of those places. Like here's another one. Transylvania. We might do a group dance called the Vampires from that. And you know who vampires are. It'll probably be a pretty really fun and creepy, savage dance. So then there'll be a concert of which we're going to be making up songs. I'm introducing that all to you later down the line. And then we're going to do that. And now I have her page done. We're going to be flipping the board over to Christy's page once again. So we're having 2 mentioned guests at one time, so there'll be a lot happening. So, what's going to happen is resemblance prayer, astrology, we're going to look into the astrology. We're going to be watching episodes of Dance Moms. I hope that I just want to check in with you all. How are you doing on watching those episodes of Dance Moms? I didn't check until April 29, which was Wednesday. But, so how many of you are, so how far are you? I want to know. How many of you not even started? 2. How many of you are midway through or beginning season 1? Okay. A few of you. Done with season 1 and haven't started season 2. Okay, it's pretty close to it. Okay, how many of you have started season 2? No one. Okay, and are midway through that. Okay, well, season 2 is more addictive, though it gets into more drama. Abby is pretty reasonable at the beginning. Then she turns into the horrible green monster that she actually is. The diva that she actually is. So, that will be her. So, we're going to be doing her a little bit later down the line. We're going to start off with Christy because she is here already. Okay? Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing for you that song, that Dancing Queen song, and I'll be right back, and I'm just going to go grab something to do it. I just want you to hear what that song sounds like. And I don't suppose that you have your natal chart information. Excellent. Okay, so you went in and you went to astro.com and you put in, your name, place, birth date, day, month, year, time. If you know your time, because we want to know ascendant, because... Oh, excellent. So you can set that on that table, and we'll get into your astrology and your natal chart later. I just want to tell you, what is your zodiac sign? Sun sign. Pisces. Pisces. I'm just going to reiterate this, that your sun sign isn't just only who you are. It involves your whole entire chart. That's how you're individual. Everybody is their own individual, not judging just by the sun sign. It is about their natal chart. It could also be how they were raised, how they were brought up. That contributes a lot as well. But what is vitally important, and equally important, should I say, is when you were born and how the planets and the stars aligned when you were born. That is on your natal chart. So we're going to talk about your sun sign and how all those other planets influence the sun. Air, fire, earth, water. All the different planets with all the different aspects and impacts in you. For example, Mars is impulse, activation energy, physical inertia. Venus is love and care, and all those things impact the sun. And I'm just gonna guess that there is that if I had to guess your ascendant, I'd say Gemini. I think that you have a Gemini ascendant. Anywho, we're gonna find that out. So, let's first begin by listening to this song, which is going to be Dancing Queen, which goes really, really well in hand because, after all, your daughter was dancing. The show that you're coming from, reality television, is Dance Moms. It should be pretty obvious. You're a dancing queen. You own that stage. You're confident. You're passionate. You're independent. All of those things that go into it. It's all about becoming a talented and a better dancer. It's all about challenging. You really, really get... I think, isn't it obvious how this song plays into the Dance Moms? Obviously, just by the word dance. We want to talk about that with this song. So, I'm going to play the Mamma Mia version. Because I just want you to hear, what that sounds like. I just want you to hear the tribute for Mamma Mia, okay? So this is what it sounds like. Can you hear it? And we're gonna do something a little bit different for the resemblance prayer. Just because I'm gonna be hanging both Christie's and Meryl's pictures up on the board. Okay, up somewhere. Randomly enough, I'm gonna be putting 2 images additionally. So there'll be 4. 2, one of which is going to be Christy, the other of which is going to be Meryl, and then 2 Kleenex boxes. It sounds random. I hear it all the time. What does that have to do with, these individuals and what the custom is and what's going on? And I would expect you to think that way.